Alright, welcome everybody. We are back. We are live on the air. This is Zenith Online Racing. This is the EU tier, and we are here in Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. A lot of guys heading out on track early here. We've got quite a few guys out there at the moment. Quite a few guys are making their way through the second sector, as you can see there. Check in with the racing point. I believe that is Porter. He will be the first one across the line. I'm just going to do a quick check of everything, make sure everything's running nice and smoothly. I'll stay on board with Porter for the time being. Alright, so Porter heads across the start-finish line, makes his way down to La Source to start his first hot lap here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Alright, Porter into Puhan. Let's get into this. Just getting a few things prepared before we get things rolling here. But sitting down in the chair, we're ready to rock the Belgian Grand Prix here in the EU tier. This is Zenith Online Racing. We are back live on the air. Maybe some new people tuning in. We picked up a lot of traction yesterday with our Australian Grand Prix. A lot of new subscribers, a lot of views on that video. So thank you everybody for tuning into that, and I'm glad everybody appreciated the excellent racing that we do have in this league. And EU tier is definitely another fine example of some of the best drivers we have in the entire league here. A lot of these guys are new to the league this season, and then we filled a lot of the empty seats with familiar faces from either tier. Just guys that were available and could commit to be here every weekend, because it's obviously a lot more fun when you have a full grid out there on track. So on that note, we do have a few reserve drivers in the field tonight. Frank Lucas being one of them. He is a new reserve. He is a full-time reserve, so any points he scores in the league he's racing in will count. He'll keep them with himself, and then if he ends up in a full-time seat in that league eventually, any points he had earned as a full-time reserve, he will bring into the standings with him. So he does have a lot to drive for, despite the fact that he doesn't actually count in the championship. He still can take points away from these other drivers and do himself a favor if he ends up getting a seat. He gets a leg up for the points he has scored prior. So Porter should be heading back into the pit lane, I would imagine, at this point. Let's try to find a hot lap to ride on board with here. Jinnah looks like he's on a flyer. Let's stick with Jinnah. He's still early in the lap. Who else is reserving tonight? So, some of the reserves are guys that have seats in other leagues, or they're not actually part of this one. Those guys. So full-time reserves don't have a seat anywhere, and that's why they're full-time reserves, and they can fill in wherever we can fit them. So again, Frank Lucas scores points tonight, ends up with a seat in Tier 1, let's say. He's not... His points that he scores here are relevant to Tier 1. So only the points he scores in the league he's filling in for actually matter once he ends up with the seat. Harry Hotspur, often on the commentary with me for the EU tier. We had an empty seat, so Harry Hotspur decided he would jump in and have a race. He enjoys Spa, it's one of the tracks he likes to drive, so he thought he would get out there on track tonight instead of in the commentary booth, and that's fine by me. I'm okay to do this on my own, and 20 cars on track's better than 19, so Harry, a formidable racer as well, so he'll give us some good action out there today. But again, Harry has a full-time seat in Tier 1. He won't count in the classification. So, say Harry finishes 8th, and then Jinnit, Lamaro behind, they actually have full-time seats in the EU tier. Say they were 9th and 10th, they would actually move up, and Harry would be excluded. So, as a full-time reserve, you have a lot more to fight for. When you're filling in as like a, I guess it's just a spot reserve, we would call it. Somebody just filling in for one night, randomly here and there. Harry Hotspur's points won't count. He's just out there for fun, just to give another car on track to race wheel to wheel for the guys out there, create a little bit more action, pose a bit of a challenge. Obviously, can be disruptive if you're trying to race somebody directly in your league and then a reserve driver is in between, and slows down the battle a little bit, but I do find it actually creates a bit of a little bit dynamic. People can use them like pawns a little bit, you know, like oh, he's a reserve, I get in front of him and I'll turn the battery up a little bit and hopefully I can get away while my actual league mate struggles to get by the reserve. Porter on an outlap. So quite a few guys heading out on outlaps now. Gilzo puts up a good time, 43.9. And Fuzz currently on provisional pole for 43.7. So, haven't been paying much attention to the top of the time chart at the moment, just kind of explaining how the league works at the moment and just kind of jumping on board with whatever fly or lap I can find. Yeah, let's get into it. The laps that are going to really matter are probably going to start shortly. We've got Beck on a flyer here. Let's run on board with Beck to see what he can do. He's into Buhan. He runs a little wide there and it's invalidated, so Beck's lap will not count. We'll find someone else to ride on board with. Adri, see if he can keep it on the track. He's nice and steady through Buhan there. Adri up the hill now, heading into Blanchimont, and down the final straight toward the bus stop chicane. Adri swings it in, uses as much curb as he can, keeps it nice and tidy. Had an excellent drive last week, going from 43.6, so that's provisional pole for Adri. It did look like a tidy one. And as I mentioned, excellent drive last week. He went Johannes with a 44.4 crossing the line. Who's that? Harry. 45.2 for Harry. Or sorry, 45.5 for Harry. But yeah, Adri had an excellent drive last week. I think he started 19th. That was the Spanish Grand Prix. He started 19th, and he is from Spain, so it was his home race, and he was probably pretty disappointed, but he ended up finishing, I believe it's third? I think he ended up on the podium, third or second. It was a hell of a drive, regardless. I'll have to double check that in a moment. But check in with these alphas. Jinnit's lap is validated, so we won't bother checking with that. There's a Moglis on a run right now. A pretty rough go of Spa on Monday nights, hoping to redeem himself a little bit here in the EU tier instead. Harry Crucio on a flyer. He's up 4.5 tenths in second 2. So let's stick with Crucio. Let's see how much time he can find here in Sector 3. Really needs to improve his lap time at the moment. He's sitting quite low on the board, 45.9. I know generally, the last few weeks there was a Crucio fan popped in the chat once in a while there. See if they're here tonight. Maybe they'll say hello. Crucio. 45.4 for Crucio. Yeah, so he improves about half a second there, but only a couple places. Not really enough to do any damage. But he's getting there. He's getting closer to the guys ahead. Definitely needs to find about another half a second to actually make an impact. General Porter up a 10th. Let's get with Porter, see what he can do. His teammate RC is in 5th in the Racing Point, 44.2 for RC. So General Porter looking to close the gap down between him and his teammate here. Ideally get ahead. He runs very deep on the exit there in Wuhan, but I think he gets away with that. Looks like the track map is still clear. Is he backed off a bit here, or I can't tell? Well, looks like he's still going for it. Just a little hesitant, perhaps. It's the Toro Rosso. Just behind. I believe that would probably be Rob just at the start of hot lap, perhaps. There's a Porter with a 44.4. And Rob. So Rob just put in his first hot lap. He goes into 5th. He was just behind Porter there. So good lap from Rob. This will be his second race, I believe, as a full-time driver. So he's had that seat now for a couple weeks. He was scoring well. Something I was mentioning earlier. He was scoring well as a full-time reserve here. So when he took that seat, he actually brought quite a few points into the championship race with him. So did himself some favors early in the season while he was racing in random seats week to week. But now he's right in the middle of the fight. Harry heading into the pits as well, so everybody heading to the pit lane. Not many people out on track. It's a tough track to time right because it is so long, so we'll probably see a few people heading out now and then maybe in another minute or so. The rest of the guys will flood out, but as you can see, everybody was kind of just sitting and waiting to get towards the end of the session before heading out for their final run. We've got the McLarens out. Looks like Adri is first, then Fuzz, and a Haas car behind him, so that must be Mario. It is Mario. So we'll go Adri, Fuzz, Mario. Rob probably heading into the pits. He probably has time to get back out. It's going to be tight because it is a long lap, but I think he's got time. The mechanics are awfully slow in this game, though. Very frustrating aspect of the playing this game is watching the mechanics stand there and stare at you while you're waiting to get rushed into the garage. Now it drives me nuts personally. Probably every single stream of mine in a race, you can hear me yelling at the mechanics to hurry up. Coxie is behind his teammate Mario on track, and then there is a Toro Rosso, which should be Lamaro. So that's our run right there. We've got Adri, Fuzz, Mario, Coxie, and Lamaro all on their hot laps coming up shortly. And then further behind on their out lap, we have RC, and he is just behind Gilzo, and they're both on their out laps right now. So they'll be our next set of runners to check out once we finish with the first group. Gilzo, RC, and then the two Red Bulls together, Harry and Crucio. So we have a good lineup here. Let's get to Adri. He's on the... Oh, looks like Adri giving Fuzz a slipstream here. I'm not sure if this is intentional or not, but Fuzz getting a nice toe down the Camel straight here. This is going to work out really nicely for Fuzz. Is Adri going to move over and let him through? Adri does have plenty of time to get another hot lap in. He does, so perfect toe there from Adri. Executed perfectly, and now Fuzz pushing here. These McLarens working together to try and secure 1-2 in qualifying. Adri already second, and Fuzz looking for pole. Perhaps Adri sticks close enough to get a toe himself once Fuzz finishes his hot lap here as well. So, very interesting. Good strategy from these two here. Obviously Fuzz on the actual push lap now, so we'll disregard Adri for the moment. And we'll check in with the Haas boys behind. Purple again for Fuzz, so he's heading towards provisional pole at the moment. Let's see if he can get it done here. Trying to pick up a bit of a slipstream there from Beckett, looked like. Has to be careful. Fuzz locks up a bit into the bus stop, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time. It just cost him his chance. Oh, he bottles it on the exit. And yeah, it doesn't improve his time, so that slipstream was wasted now. Adri now going for his push lap. Let's check in with the Haas boys. Coxie has dove into the pits, and Mario has gone for it, but 46.7, so Mario not improving. What else do we have? Gilzo and RC very close together as well. So we'll check in with Gilzo, see what kind of time Gilzo's got coming. He looks like he's going to improve about half a second at the moment. See if we can find a little bit more here. J. Cole with a 43.3 separates himself from the pack a little bit in front there. Here comes Gilzo, a little hesitant on the throttle, but does well still. 43.4 for Gilzo, goes into second. It looks like RC abandoned that run. And then Harry Hotspur is also having issues as well, so he's dropped way back. Crucio probably needs to find a bit more time. Doesn't look like he's going super quick at the moment. Doesn't improve, so no good for Crucio there either. Is that J. Cole? J. Cole improves. Not much, but it probably secures pole position. I think that might be it. Jinnit coming through the bus stop chicane. Says he's up a second. That would be a big improvement. 43.5 for Jinnit. He goes into third. Good lap. Zimaglis coming down now towards the bus stop chicane. Looks like we have Johannes coming across the line ahead. We'll jump in with him quickly. 43.9 from Johannes goes into sixth. Zimaglis. 43.9 from Zimaglis goes into sixth as well. Bumps Johannes. Bag of bones. He looks like he's wrapping it up. Let Romney filling into that Ferrari. Looks like that will pretty much do it for quali. I don't think we have anyone else. Mario looks like he's just running out of fuel here. So Mario's struggles continue. Having a really rough start to his season here. Making the transition to a wheel currently. Porter, can he improve? He's the final hot lap. 44.2 for Porter, goes into 12th, so not what he's looking for. RC and Porter both outside the top 10, so they'll have tire choice. Very close times to one another, actually. J. Cole takes pole position for 43.2. Gilzo 43.4 in second, and Beck with a 43.4 in third. Very close times there at the top. Jinnit not very far off in fourth either. Adri a couple tenths down in fifth, and then Rob, Fuzz, Zimaglis, Johannes, and Vagabones all within a few tenths of Adri as well. So very tight in the top 10 there. You can see those splits, not much at all. It's going to be a very competitive race in the top 10 with guys like RC, Porter, Coxie, GP Collin knocking at the door there outside the top 10. Those guys have pace and they score points regularly. So very interesting qualifying. It's going to be a very good race with a lot of action. I think the points are going to be hard to come by today, depending on how many safety cars we have. I don't know what the weather is. Nobody's giving me an update. I'm assuming it's dry since no one said anything, but yeah. As you can see there, those gaps very minimal. all guys pretty close to one another. The top 12 only a second spreads the top 12. That's not too bad. If you're watching any other esport racing challenges today, you're probably a little spoiled with some of the splits these drivers had to one another. Very close lap times in the qualifying session there, but I'm pretty happy with that. 12 guys within a second of each other. I think that's going to be a really fun race here at Spa. So thanks for tuning in and being here with us. Take a quick little break while you guys set up their strategies for the race. Let's get the standings up. Take a look at those. So this is round 5. These standings were updated last week after Spain, round 4. So these guys getting underway pretty early here. You guys readied up already. J. Cole in first with 100 points in the championship. I believe he's won every single race so far, so somebody beat him today, for Christ's sakes. Adri in second with 43 points. Rob 2K in third with 38 points. Johannes in fourth in the Williams with 34 points. Gilzo with 33. Jeanette with 30. Bones with 25. RC with 18. Ryan with 18. Beck with 15. Porter with 15. Fuzz with 11. Lamaro with 11. Smitsky with 7. GP Colin with 6. T-Money with 3. And then Mario, Coxie, Zimagos, and Crucia all have 0 points at the bottom of the standings. Yeah, very close there. Obviously, J. Cole way out in front. That's not what we were hoping to see early in the season. But everyone else, Adri with 43, and then down to, Smitsky, GP Colin, they're only 40 points off second place, and they are sitting in 14th and 15th, so pretty tight in the midfield at the moment. Lot to play for still for a lot of these guys. No one really separating themselves from the pack there at the moment, other than J. Cole. J. Cole way out in front, but yeah, the rest of the field very close to one another. As you can see, there's J. Cole leading the formation lap. Let's get that tire information up, see what everybody started on. We've got Porter in 12th on the mediums, GP on the mediums in 14th, Harry in 17th on the mediums, and Mario in last on the mediums. So I think those guys made a good decision. I think you're starting outside the top 10. You always, for the most part, want to be starting on the harder compound. RC sitting at 11th. I kind of see why maybe he goes for the softs. His teammate is right beside him. Maybe just split the strategy a little bit so that they're not tripping over each other in the pit lane. Right. Back to the pit straight. The cars are lining up, reforming the grid. Adri with that Fernando Alonso inspired helmet, as we mentioned, the Spaniard in the field. Let's see that blue and yellow. There's the grid parking it, and here we are on the front row with J. Cole. Jumps to Gilzo here. We'll get a better look at the lights. Lights are on. We have 3 lights on. We've got all 5 lights on. And we're racing in Belgium. Let's go. J. Cole with a very good start there. Gets away early. Oh, somebody's off. Massive incident there. What happened? Beck. I really don't understand what happened to Beck there. He has caused a huge issue. Its car was swerving all over the place. I have no idea how he could possibly have lost control that quickly on the main straight on the opening of the race. He must be having some kind of hardware issue with his wheel setup, maybe. Um, that is extremely unfortunate. I have no idea what happened there. But a lot of drivers have been caught up in that. We have a safety car. Disappointed to see the safety car out so early, but honestly, I kind of feel bad for the guys that got tangled up in that. It looked like Beck had completely lost control of his car. It actually did not look like he was able to steer it or anything. It was just swerving all over the road. It almost looked like he was intentionally trying to crash into people. We know that obviously wasn't what he was doing. He's been here with us for a while, and he doesn't do things like that, but obviously maybe some kind of hardware issue on the launch, and completely lost his car and careened into quite a few drivers there. So terrible, terrible start. Look at the McLarens. You know, as you can see, they were affected. Beck was very close to them, and both McLarens now at the back as the safety car is parked around the run into Rouge, waiting to collect the field. So we'll see probably a few cars head into the pits. We know at least the guys at the back will be heading into the pits because they do have a lot of wing damage at the moment. It'll definitely be probably quite a few guys, maybe like Crucio, Fuzz. Well, Fuzz we know has damage, but Crucio and Beck has damage obviously heading in. But those guys on the softs, maybe consider getting off of them here in the safety car conditions. I guess you can extend them a little bit too, because we had started the race under safety car now. Gilzo heads into the pits, so he's made the decision to get in there and try to gain a little bit of ground strategy-wise. Porter heading into the pits as well. Maybe these guys have wing damage though, because it was a messy start. Hannes into the pits as well, so yeah, as we mentioned, a lot of guys diving in here. We've got almost half the field heading into the pits at the moment. A lot of guys hitting new wings. McLaren's are going to have to double stack for new wings, which is extremely unfortunate for, I guess it's Adri who's stuck behind at the moment. Fuzz hasn't even got the wing on yet, and he's still sitting there. Disaster at McLaren here. Beck has cost them dearly at the start of this race. I really don't understand what happened there. Serving a penalty, it looks like, as well as Fuzz. I think he served one too, which is probably why the pit stop took so long. Looked like Grosjean there, Scavney says, but yeah, he did. I don't know. I really don't know what happened there. It was just ugly, but I think it was obviously some sort of malfunction. It didn't look like any form of coherent driving I've seen. You know? The odd thing here is Beck is well ahead of Johannes, Fuzz, and Bag of Bones, and Adri. Obviously, these guys are going to catch up here under the safety cars, so we're not going to see. We're not going to see them get stuck way back, way behind, with a massive gap to whittle down just to catch up to 17th. So at least the safety car is going to help them out in that sense. But very disappointing. These guys were both very high up in the grid, and now have to fight for scraps. Andrew picked the hards. Fuzz stuck to the soft, so Fuzz going for a two-stopper for sure. It's going to have to go soft medium probably. Yeah, tough start to this race. Really wish did have some sort of replay function, because I'd really like to see what happened there. Fuzz has gone into the pits again. What has happened there? He's getting another wing, perhaps? No, putting mediums on, maybe set the wrong tires. I mean, really, at this point, what's the difference between 18th and the 20th, right? Might as well get the right set of right compound on there. Oh, time to catch up. The field's going pretty slowly there. So we get back to the front. I would presume the safety car would come in this lap. Zenith is leading the race. Rob's in second and RC's in third. Stick with this view for a brief moment. Step away, and then we'll be back shortly. Presume. Alright. Should let us know relatively soon that the safety car is coming in. Yep, there it is. Safety car in this lap. Zenith now takes over control of the field. He sets the pace, warms his tires as he needs. He can't start and go. He can speed up slowly and slow down slowly, but he can't go quickly, fast, or slow. He needs to be smooth and consistent. So just gently warming those tires right now, barely on the gas. The safety car is well ahead. It's just about to head toward the pit entry now. I think Zenith is probably clear to restart the race here. He's good to go. Done that well. Gives himself a huge advantage here on the restart. Good work there from Zenith. So RC gets a bit of an advantage on Rob here on the restart. Check those intervals, see if anybody's really close. It looks like Gilzo is. Gilzo very close to GB Colin. He's down the inside here into the source. Gilzo gets that move done, so Gilzo makes up a place already after pitting in to get onto the medium tires. So J. Cole sitting in 10th at the moment. He's stuck behind Mario. As we mentioned, the guys that started on the mediums in a good spot here. Harry in 7th, Mario in 9th. They were near the back, and they're right in the mix now with tires that are only one lap older than the guys around them. So they've definitely done a good move there. Pitting, I think, whoa, has Mario has a moment there. He goes and cuts the chicane. He's lost a few places there already, and he's under threat from Crucio too. So big moment there for Mario, as we mentioned, still learning, and Frank Lucas goes very deep. Now J. Cole looking to get alongside Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas struggling a little bit with the car here at the moment. J. Cole needs to be patient, working his way through here, and make sure he doesn't tag the Williams. Frank Lucas clearly struggling, so J. Cole will get a crack at it next time there's a proper overtaking spot. Now Gilzo ways behind, a few spots back still, but he's hanging on to. Frank Lucas running deep again, so Frank Lucas struggling here under braking. It just seems like he doesn't have the confidence around the track. Here comes J. Cole with the slipstream. There's no DRS here. He's on the harder compound, but he seems to have more grip and more top-end speed. He's going around the outside here into the bus stop chicane. Frank Lucas under braking, lets it go. He knows he can't defend that. Cuts the chicane as well, so Frank Lucas really struggling out here. And now Lamaro caught up to the back of Frank Lucas quite quickly here. Lamaro taking a look down the outside. He switches back to the inside and drifts close to Frank Lucas. I think he just nudged him there, and that sends Gilzo through. Gave Gilzo an opportunity to sneak by, and down into Eau Rouge, Gilzo's taken another place. Now he is closed up to Frank Lucas. His teammate J. Cole not very far up the road. Frank Lucas has a big wobble, huge moment there. Oh! Does Frank Lucas get out of that? He did. He nearly took, I believe it was Lamaro with him. Gilzo saw it coming, but Lamaro was nearly a victim there. Frank Lucas, huge moment through Radion there. Lost a few places and nearly took out a couple of cars. So Lamaro probably needs to change his underwear after that one, I would imagine. Surely saw Oh man, he probably thought his race was over. That was very, very close. Can't blame him if his pants look a little browner than they did before he got in. Johannes is closed up to the back of Beck here. He's looking for a way through. Beck had that moment on the start. Obviously looks to be much better control of the car right now than we saw. Oh, there he goes, losing it as I say that. Beck facing the wrong way. Oh my lord, Curse of the Commentator is very alive today. As you see, Beck... Oh, and Beck's lost it again. Beck is gone from worse... It's gone from bad to worse for Beck. Wow. Awful, awful stuff here. He's spun twice in a matter of corners. And, yeah. Had a very, very poor start to the race. There must be some sort of hardware issue going on there with his wheel, maybe. The car just snapped out on him there and he completely lost it. GP Colin is absolutely nowhere. I don't know what happened to him, but he is 51 seconds behind Beck. He's on a fresh set of hard, so he's in clear air, but that is well over a pit stop behind. So I don't know he's going to be making up enough time to even fight with the next guy in front, let alone anywhere near the points here. Lit Romney under pressure from J. Cole. J. Cole dives down the inside and he's through, and Zamoglis is out. Oh, no, Zamoglis is not out. He is just in the barrier there. He lost it at the end of the Kemmel Straight there, and he's into the barrier. He's got back on the track here. Zamoglis having another rough day here at Spa. Crucio tucked in now behind Zamoglis. He'll look to find a way through shortly as Zamoglis carrying a lot of damage, presumably. Let's get back to the front here. J. Cole picking his way through the field. He's now caught up to Harry. And Gilzo is a second behind Lit Romney. Mario picks up a penalty. There's a safety car again. What has happened there? I don't see anyone retired. So, great news for GP Colin and Beck, but I'm struggling to understand what the safety car is for here. This is another race with Codemasters with a safety car that honestly I can't explain. I really don't know where this has come from. I see nothing. So everybody at the front now heading into the pits. That's smart. These guys on the softs definitely need to get off them now. And that is going to put these guys in the mediums into the net lead of the race. Harry Hotspur and J. Cole already made... Harry started on these tires, but J. Cole and Gills already made pit stops. They are now second and third. With a pit stop under their belt, they probably could go to the end. Maybe? It's hard to say. Certainly not a track you want to have worn tires at, because this corner right here would be a death sentence with low grip. Easily end your race with worn tires there. Car just so much load put through it, through Rouge and through Radeon. So the gaps will all be nullified essentially here. The front of the pack's caught the safety car. Got a lot of guys in the back here catching up, so maybe if I'm GP, you already got a lot of ground to make up. Maybe just get on the medium tire so you have a better compound to race with here. It looks like he is diving in the pits as well, so everybody will get a pit stop in. Yeah, every single person has stopped now. So now the guys with the 5-lap old mediums, they're actually at a disadvantage because the rest of the field is on completely fresh tires. And I think now that the field is behind the safety car, you can't really stop without giving up track position. So it could be an interesting scrap here with these guys on the fresh tires behind fighting the guys on the older tires. Guessing it's a dry race. Looks like pretty clear weather. I can't imagine the storm is going to roll in now. It is dynamic weather they have in the game here, though. It can change, but it doesn't appear like there's any risk of that today. So, GP, He'll be going fast. It's right on board with GP, so we actually get some interesting car action to watch rather than just a train snaking through. Watch somebody at least go a little quicker. Yeah, the safety car is frustrating, especially around this track. They're very long laps, so the safety car eats up a lot of time, and you spend 2 to 3 laps under safety car conditions, and only 22 laps to begin with. This is their second safety car, so 4, 5, 6 laps lost under safety car. It's frustrating. As a commentator, you want to see more actual racing, but got to feel for the guys at the back that are behind with those huge gaps. You want to make sure that they have a chance to race as well. And safety car provides that opportunity, but I really do say I honestly don't know why the safety car came out and what it is for. But I'll be back in one moment. Alright. Is there any chance the safety car might come in this lap? Because there was really nothing for it to be out for in the first place. I'd imagine it wouldn't take long to clear the issue. Hopefully it heads in this lap. I really don't want to watch another safety car lap. Nope. Oh wait, is it? There, looks like they're dropping back. Yeah, they are. Okay, so we are restarting. Good stuff, I missed that. I was kind of expecting it to stay out, but I prayed for a safety car entry. My prayers have been answered. Alright, well, Harry Hotspur pretty much clear to restart the race whenever he feels. Slowing right down into the chicane here. And he's gassing it now, but he did not give himself a very good advantage over J. Cole there. J. Cole and Gilzo very close. Harry Hotspur gained a bit, but not much. Zenith lost out a little bit. Anybody close enough here? Lamaro. Oh, we've got someone off. Crucio has lost the car in the final turn before he even made it onto the pit street, so Crucio now way behind. Do we have any cars very close here? Zenith close to Gilzo, and we've got J. Cole looking at the back of Harry Hotspur. He's got a massive toe here. Is he going to get it done? No, he doesn't. Got Adri passing Frank down the straight. And I think he's got the place there. He does. Beck, wheel to... Oh, Beck's gone off again. Looks like he was wheel to wheel with Fuzz there, and now he's spun the car once more. Here comes Crucio through, and Beck getting it turned around once again. So Beck having a very frustrating race out there. No more safety cars, please. I know. I really don't want to watch another one. Oh, and there goes Beck again. He really needs to... well, he needs to learn after he's spun and he's retired on track. So... not something we like to see. Actually, it's against the rules to retire on track. He's obviously very frustrated. He can't get the grip, but maybe he's just having some sort of issue with his wheel today. I'll have to talk to him about that and see what's going on. Okay, There better not be another safety car because of that. I'm very annoyed. Lamaro is under threat from Adri here. He's very close to the back of Lit Romney as well. We might have 3 wide into the bus stop here. Here we go. Lamaro down the inside, clears Lit Romney. Adri left behind here. Adri gonna have to wait his turn. Now he's got a good run on Lit Romney here down the main straight. Adri around the outside into La Source. And he gets it done. No problem there. And they're wheel to wheel behind. That's Frank and Zamoglis. And Vagabond's very close too. Frank ahead of Zamoglis at the moment. We also have a very close scrap here. Johannes all over the back of General Porter. And he's bringing Rob along for a ride. Johannes down the inside. And Porter goes very deep. He's on the curb. Johannes around the outside still. And now Johannes has the better line. They're still wheel to wheel. And Johannes has to yield that. And then Rob is all over the back of them now, and so is RC. So that has brought a few drivers to life here in this little scrap. All for 5th place at the moment. Jinnit is right up the back of Gilzo and Harry. Harry has been passed by J. Cole, but he's hanging on. Gilzo looking for a way through here. Not able to find it. These cars all very close behind still as well. And now Fuzz looking for a way through on Bag of Bones. No, he can't get it done. So Fuzz has to sit behind. Virtual safety car now. I believe that is for Zamoglis, who has lost the car. Looks like he's crashed. Chiefy Coleman way behind again, so he's having a rough night. Even with the safety car bringing him back to life, he's lost ground again. Race essentially neutralized, though some people managed to gain a bit of an advantage under VSC. It's arguable whether it's clearly illegal or not, but Fuzz all over the back of Bones here into the bus stop. Not close enough, though. Now Fuzz with a run down the main straight. Can he get a move here? I don't think he's close enough. Should have DRS down the Camel Straight, though. He should be able to get by Frank ahead as well. But Bag of Bones is going to get that DRS too, so it may struggle to fight Bag of Bones here down the straight. Here comes that DRS. He gets a really good exit out of Radion, and it looks like he's going to have a shot on both guys here. Oh, and they parked side by side. He couldn't find a way through. Fuzz had to slow down there. Blocked by both cars. Just nowhere to go. But Fuzz manages to get through, and Frank Lucas lost the car. He's parked it in a bad spot. Gets himself turned around. He's on the grass, and I think he's going to get through clear. Not really many people behind for him to get in the way of at the moment, but yeah, Frank lost the car there as he was going wheel to wheel with Fuzz. I think that's just a racing incident. No contact there, just Frank lost the car. RC very close to the back of Johannes now, and they're still very close to Rob. And then we've got Gilzo all over the back of Harry still, but J. Cole starting to pull out a bit of a gap ahead there. So that's something I was mentioning at the start of this race. These reserve drivers, still got to get by them, even though they don't count. They can disrupt your race a little bit. And you see Gilzo losing time now to J. Cole, his championship rival, because Harry is parked between them at the moment, and J. Cole using Harry as a bit of a buffer between him and Gilzo at the moment and building a gap. Gilzo really needs to find a way through here. He cannot afford to spend another lap behind Harry. Very good run out of La Source there. That is going to put him in a prime position up the hill into Radion and down the Camel Straight. Here we go. This is definitely Gilzo's time to get through, and will Jinnit look for a way through as well. Jinnit very close. We could see a double overtake here from Jinnit. We could see Gilzo, all three of them, into La Source here. Harry's a sitting duck. Can Jinnit get through on Gilzo too? He's parked it, and I think he's close, but not close enough. He does get by Harry, though. So now Jinnit right on the tail of Gilzo as they go to chase down J. Cole. Harry Hotspur dropping down the order slowly here. General Porter next in line, and Rob, Johannes, RC, and Adrian Coxey for that matter, not terribly far behind either. So bit of a train starting to form here behind Porter. and we could see a lot of action for the fight for 4th and 5th here. GP is out, so GP has lost it. It looks like he lost it in the chicane. Yeah, so virtual safety car for that as well. All kinds of incidents here today. A lot of people losing it. But yeah, tough race for some guys. Obviously DNF, not what they're looking for. Beck really right off the start was having a bit of a nightmare race. I really don't understand still what happened, but yeah, not a great day for Beck at all, Burns says. I would have to agree. BSC should be ending any moment. That car is cleared. We got somebody in the pits. That's Harry Hotspur making use of that VSC to get his pit stop done. That's a great time to do it, because I don't see VSC ending yet. Harry Hotspur will be saving a bit of time. And they're gone green now, so it looks like Harry is going to come out on the sauce in 14th. He'll be tucked right in behind a pack to chase down, so Harry is going to have a pretty fun end to the race for sure. Yeah, it looks like he's got some people to chase down in front of him. He can definitely get back into the points, I think. Bit of a train here still behind Porter, and Jinnit pounding Gilzo ahead. He fancies a crack at J. Cole himself, rather than leaving it up to Gilzo to go hunt down the championship leader. See if Jinnit can find a way through. Gilzo running a bit deep there, so Jinnit definitely seems to be a little bit better control at the moment. Jinnit taking a look, not close enough, not really a great place to overtake. Definitely a very risky spot to attempt something. RC right behind Johannes now too. He's trying to find a way through. Rob's right up the back of Porter, so this is quite the scrap we've got going on here. Jinnit now with a really good run on Gilzo. Rob with an excellent run on Porter. Can he get it done into the bus stop here? It's their best shot at an overtake at the moment. Rob has to back out of it. Porter covered that inside line off, and there was no chance for Rob to get that. Rob now very close again. Johannes and RC and Adri all very close too. But Jinnit going to be our first chance at an overtake here. He's going to have DRS down the Kennel straight. Gilzo looks like he's turned the wick up a bit. RC is retired. What has happened? He has lost it. Oh, RC's lost the car and he's ripped his wheel off on the exit of La Source. That is so unfortunate. He was right in the thick of a beautiful scrap. He had a really good shot at getting a podium today, and he's thrown it away there. So Rob gets ahead of Porter finally. Porter very close to the back of Rob there, though. We're trying to fight it back. It's all over the back of him here. And I think Rob going to maintain that place. He does. Crucio now out as well, so he's crashed too. We have another safety car. Oh my lord. Well, I really don't know what to say, but we had 2 terminal crashes on the same lap. I don't know, you know, after 2 VSC terminal crashes, surely there was going to be a safety car eventually. Everyone keeps complaining that it comes out too much and it's broken, but we keep having terminal crashes and it keeps coming out, and I think that's the point of it, right? So maybe people need to stop crashing. It would cut down on safety cars, that's for sure. So none of these gaps matter anymore. There's no point in even going through them. But given that the field hasn't even caught the safety car yet, I'm going to step away for a quick moment. I'm really sick of filling dead air during safety cars, so I'm going to take a quick moment to go refresh myself. People probably wonder what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm not. I've been drinking wine. I'm just gonna go consume some herbs. We'll say that. Consume some herbs. There's a lot of guys heading into the pits. Jumping onto these soft tires to be expected. Harry already made that pit stop onto the softs though, so where is he going to come out? Harry going to clear a lot of these guys that dove into the pits here, but guys like Gilzo decided to stay out. Adri, Lamaro, Bag of Bones. So Gilzo taking a gamble staying out, but Adri, Lamaro, Bag of Bones, they can definitely get to the end of the race. So not really a gamble for them. They're sitting pretty right now, but they're going to be hounded by the guys behind on fresh softs. Jinnit, I would say, probably sitting in the best position of all. He's got fresh softs on, and he's got a bunch of guys on old mediums sitting in front of him on the track. So Jinnit has won the safety car lottery. Harry Hotspur has cleared J. Cole. Rob stuck now behind J. Cole, General Porter, Johannes, Coxey, Frank, Lit Romney, Fuzz, and Mario. So Mario back to life in the race once more. As I mentioned, though, I will step away for a quick moment, and I will be back shortly. Alright. Looks like I might have timed that well. If it comes in right now, then I will have timed it perfectly. Otherwise, I'm going to have another very boring lap to fill. Come on, lights. See those lights out. Turn the lights out. Yes! Alright. And lights are off. Safety car is heading in. Gilzo, the leader of the race at the moment. Not sure how long he'll be able to maintain that. It's going to be tough. He's got guys on fresh mediums. Adri behind. Lamaro, Bag of Bones. Posing a bit of a threat, but then the bigger threat, Jinnit, Harry, J. Cole, Rob, Porter, Johannes, Coxey, all on fresh softs behind. They'll be looking to hound the Renault drivers. Excuse me. Gilzo now restarts the race. We got a 5-second penalty for a collision with J. Cole from Rob there. That's probably going to cost Rob a bit of time if he's got wing damage or something along those lines, but obviously that can be reviewed. Probably unjust, more than likely. It usually is under safety car conditions. But Jinnit, with a very good run on Bones here, he's got those soft tires on, and we know they're going to have a lot more grip. 10-lap-old mediums are no match for these 2-lap-old softs, so Jinnit around the outside. Bones has to take a defensive line on the inside, and I think he's going to lose that place. Jinnit down the outside, even without the DRS, gets the position, has far more grip. So Jinnit on his way. Oh, Bones off into the barrier. His front wing surely will be ruined after that. Bones now going to have to really, yeah, he's going to get himself out of that wall and get himself straightened out and back on the track. So Bones' race essentially over at this point. He's in a terrible spot. Just now getting back on the road. Let's get back to the scraps. Harry Hotspur is very close to J. Cole, and Rob is close behind as well. Jinnit now all over the back of Lamaro. Jinnit hungry here. He knows he can smell a win, and he's going for it. So Jinnit on the back of Lamaro doesn't even have DRS yet, and he's already picked off one place and looking at a second. He's only got Adri and Gilzo up the road, and they are on dead mediums, so... I wouldn't say dead mediums, but old mediums. Gilzo's on dead mediums. Jinnit down the inside into the bus stop. Very late on the brakes and gets the move done clean. Excellent overtake from Jinnit there. That was a nice move. Lamaro had to yield that position. Jinnit barges his way through, but wasn't that bargy, if you know what I mean, you know? Like, he clearly had much more grip. I can't blame him for sending it there. I think any of us would. Rob, now all over the back of his teammate Lamaro. He's looking for a way through. He sees Jinnit scampering off up ahead, and J. Cole has made his way through as well. So Rob needs to hang on to those two. If he wants to get on the podium, those two are where he needs to be. Rob down the inside on Lamaro here. Is he going to try it under braking? No, Lamaro covers off the inside under braking. So Rob doesn't have a line there and has to yield. Still looking for a way through here and can't find one at the moment. Down the hill, no, it's still not there. So Lamaro defending from his teammate Rob here. He's pushing Rob back. It's costing them both time. But the race is almost over. We can't blame him for fighting at this point. Now Rob looking for a line into Puhan. Can't find one. Lamaro driving very defensively here, and he's covered off Rob successfully, and that has put Harry, Porter, and Johannes right on the tail of this group. Well, Jinnit now looking to pick off Gilzo. Adri has overtaken Gilzo, so Gilzo... Oh, Jinnit is out! Oh, my lord, Jinnit was having such an excellent race, and he has crashed! Oh... That surely should be a safety car, right? I mean, at least to be a C or something, but, I mean... The whole field's gone, I guess. It's over. So Jinnit's out. Really feel for him. He was close. He was so close today. I think he could have won this race. He's got to be fuming right now after that. So mad at himself, I'm sure. Harry Hotspur moving up now. He is looking to fight Bass Lamaro. Whoa, and they make contact. Lamaro drifts right into Harry's line, and Harry has lost a huge piece of his wing. I don't really know what happened there. I think Harry deserved a bit more space than that. Lamaro seemed like he had just drifted right across. Harry turned in, not expecting him to be there. And Harry has that DRS. He's struggling for grip, but there's a huge slipstream. Oh, huge crash! Massive incident! Oh, my lord! What has happened? I don't understand. I don't understand what happened there. It looked like those two drivers, I know Lamaro was one of them, and Harry caught up in that as well. It looked like they were scrapping for the edge of the circuit and just ended up taking each other into the barrier. Harry collected by it. It was a bag of bones, maybe. Not sure. No, it wouldn't have been a bag of bones. It would have been... I really don't understand what happened there. But no safety car again, so those incidents are cleared, and we are racing once more. Adri currently in the lead of this race. I think Adri could win this race. Jekyll behind, he's got to catch Gilzo and pass him. Jekyll looking good for a win here too, though. But I would say Adri has a very good shot at winning this race now. The biggest threat, Janet, is gone. But Jekyll lurking behind Rob with 3.2 off. So Jekyll the only real threat to the victory here. I think Adri has at least second place secured here as long as he brings it home safely, doesn't pick up any penalties. See if Gilzo can hold off Jekyll, and then maybe Adri wins this race, because Adri is second in the championship now, I believe, so this would be big for Adri if he wins, and Jekyll was to manage to stay in third. Very good news for Adri. I guess good news for Gilzo as well. He needs to finish ahead of Jekyll, but he's quite a ways behind still. But Gilzo definitely needs to be ahead of Jekyll for almost every other race this year, and then needs a couple big wins too. Fuzz is out. He's crashed. Where has Fuzz crashed? I don't know. I think he's really very like no man's land kind of area, just lost it on his own. But Jekyll all over the back of Gilzo here. Frank Lucas is going to finish in the points here because Fuzz is DNF. So Frank Lucas actually earns himself some points if he ends up with a seat here in the EU tier. He will have a point to bring home with him when he takes the seat. So Jekyll now being held up by Gilzo. Gilzo covers that inside line. He needs to do everything he can to keep Jekyll behind, but I feel like it's a losing battle. 13 lap difference tires, and they're much softer, so yeah, Jekyll through easy here. No problem for him. So now Adri has to turn the wick up. Adri has 2 laps to go, 2 full laps around Spa to maintain his gap to Jekyll on the softs. Let's see, does Adri have anything left in the tank to burn up? He does. He's got a bit, and Jekyll has some too, not as much, so I have to say advantage Jekyll just based on outright pace and the soft compound he's on, but Adri could put in a stellar performance here and he could maintain this gap and win this race. That would be an excellent drive from Adri after he was down in 17th, I believe, after the first safety car on the opening lap. Back with a big incident, crashing a few cars. Yeah, tough break for Janet too. He was having an excellent race. I think Janet realistically is winning this race tonight if he's not in the barrier there and ripped his wheel off. So tough break, Janet. Maybe next time. You're certainly driving your heart out. Like, he was all over the back of those guys, and he was carrying so much pace. So, not surprised to see him crash. I guess he was probably pushing it to the limit to try and fight. But props to him anyway. I think it was a hell of a drive. Jekyll now got that gap down to a second, so he's got 1 lap and a bit, and he's got DRS now. So Adri, oh, just trips out of that DRS, so Adri might be safe here. If Adri has DRS covered down the Kemmel Straight, I think he wins this race. Let's see what he can do here. Jekyll closing. Oh, it's so close. He's gonna get DRS just barely across the line there. I think he just got it. So Jekyll's gonna get DRS on the main straight here. What can Adri do? Can he fight off Jekyll on the final lap here? The tire difference is immense. Jekyll looking for his 5th straight victory. He's right there. He's knocking at the door. Can Adri do anything to end the streak? Adri up the hill, over the curb in Radion, and he's got a decent advantage, but Jekyll's coming fast. Here comes Jekyll looking for his 5th straight victory. Adri's got it covered off. I think Adri's safe. Jekyll launches into the chicane, and he doesn't have a line yet, but he's super close. His best chance is going to be into the bus stop chicane, I think, through Blanchimont. So Adri has to drive defensively, has to drive his heart out now to win this race. Can he do it? J. Cole is knocking at the door. He wants 5 straight. He wants to lock this championship up early. But Adri has something to say about it, and let's see if he can defend it. Can he hold off J. Cole? He's done well so far. Only about half a lap to go here. And the pressure's on. I think I see a drop of rain there. There is a bit of rain. It is starting to rain. Obviously not going to be much of a factor considering this is the final lap, but it is interesting to note that the rain did come at the end. J. Cole is 0.6 off. Adri has turned everything up. He is going for it. His fuel warning light is on. Is he going to run out before the finish line? He's got it turned right up. Let's see if Adri can do it. J. Cole very deep into the bus stop. He's over the curb and trying to get it. He can't. Adri wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Excellent drive from Adri. Congratulations there. J. Cole drops back to 2nd place, and Gilzo finishes 3rd on the podium. Rob finishes 5th with penalties, so Johannes picks up 4th. Good finish for Johannes once more. Another good drive from him. Lit Romney in 6th. As you see, the rain starting to pick up quite a bit already now. This track, known for the weather changing, it looked like there was no chance of it, as I said, and here we are. The final lap for Bones and Porter and Frank, getting a little soggy out there on the track. So Frank in the points. He just has to bring it home. Good drive from Frank. Let's get to Bag of Bones. Maybe the next guy to cross the line. Mario as well. Shout out to Mario, finishing 7th. Didn't lose it, didn't crash. He had some incidents. He was struggling, but he stayed in the race. The safety cars brought him back, and Mario finishes 7th. Excellent stuff. Bag of Bones crosses the line in 8th place. General Porter going to get some points as well, so picking up the slack that RC left after crashing out. It's really coming down, that rain. It's gotten quite wet, so perfect timing at the end of the race here. You see the guys tiptoeing around, just finishing off now, and Frank Lucas brings it home in 10th, scores his first points. Excellent race. Obviously a little frustrating with the safety cars. There are quite a few of them, as there has been lately in the game, but all warranted in my opinion. You got these terminal crashes, these guys, you know, and they're stricken cars on track in a very high-speed circuit, so I think there should be safety cars. The one came out, it was completely unnecessary, though. I'll give them that. That was ridiculous, but when the guys crash out and it comes out, it's expected. There was 2 terminal crashes where it was only a VSC, so that's interesting to note. I was kind of surprised it was only VSC. I was thinking, oh, surely this is another safety car, but yeah. Overall, pretty good race, though. Interesting finish there. Adri holds off J. Cole, wins the Grand Prix. Certainly my contender for driver of the day. Let's take a look at the race results here. So Adri wins it, starting from 5th. J. Cole in 2nd from pole position. Gilzo finishes 3rd. He started 2nd. Johannes from 9th to 4th. Good drive from him. Rob 5th. Lit Romney's in 6th. Excellent drive from Lit Romney. He's got from 15th to 6th there. Mario goes from 20th to 7th. That's a hell of a drive from Mario. Bag of Bones goes from 10th to 8th. Porter 12th to 9th. And Frank Lucas finishes 10th from 19th. That's an excellent drive from Frankie Boy, too. And then Fuzz, Harry Hotspur, Lamaro, Jinnit, they're all DNFs. Everybody else didn't finish the race. Everyone else had terminal damage. So the order is pretty much irrelevant. So there will be no... Actually, there might be points given out. Is there any... is Lit Romney a reserve? He is, I think. So maybe there is a point for Fuzz. We'll have to take a look at that. But that is it. That wraps up this week of Zenith Online Racing. That was the Belgian Grand Prix from the EU tier. That's our 3rd tier of the week on Sunday evenings. We race Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So Monday is tier 1, Thursday is tier 2, and next Sunday will be EU tier once more. And next week we are at Mexico. So the Mexican Grand Prix, and then I believe it is a break week after that. Break week for tier 1 and 2, but EU tier will do the British Grand Prix, which is the first race of the season for tier 1 and tier 2. So while we're on break, they're going to race that one. and should be here for that. We'll definitely have a broadcast set up for you regardless, whoever's here calling it, and usually someone steps up. So, yeah, we always usually get these broadcasts out there. 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Mondays and Thursdays, and then 6 p.m. currently, but once the UK gets to their daylight savings, we're going to move it back to 5 p.m. So, right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you had a good time. We'll see you tomorrow night for Tier 1.